CogniVue by SurveySparrow turns all your customer feedback and reviews into meaningful insights within minutes. With this advanced text analytics tool, you'll now understand what's working and what needs attention, so you can prioritize actions based on real data, not intuition. In this video, let's explore the CogniVue widgets that help you make confident, customer-focused decisions. Before we begin, if you haven't set up a CogniVue yet, make sure to check out our setup video in the description. In this walkthrough, we'll explore a CogniVue built for Ricardo's, an international apparel brand with multiple locations. After setting up the CogniVue, you'll see multiple widgets appear on the screen, but let's not get into them right away. First, filter the data based on a time range that suits your analysis. Choose all time to get a complete overview of what customers have been discussing over the years, or the last 30 days to focus on recent changes and track short-term performance. For Ricardo's, let's take a look at the last 90 days to track quarterly changes. Now let's identify what customers are discussing about Ricardo's in their reviews. Scroll down to the topic volume widget. Here you'll see an organized collection of everything your customers are talking about. Each row represents a different aspect of your business that customers have mentioned in their reviews. We call them topics. These topics, which you would have already configured during the CogniVue setup, represent specific areas your customers discuss the most. Now, if you take a look, Ricardo's customers are talking most about customer service, pricing, fashion trends, and more. The more your customers mention a topic, the higher it'll be on the list. Customer service is the first topic here because Ricardo's customers have mentioned it a lot in their reviews. Now let's see how your customers feel about these topics. Take a look at the sentiment bar next to each topic. The mix of colors reveals the overall sentiment, whether it is positive, neutral, or negative. Notice how for online shopping experience, the bar is almost entirely red. This means Ricardo's customers are overwhelmingly frustrated with their online shopping process. For other topics, like in-store experience, you can hover over the sentiment bar to see the exact percentage of positive, neutral, and negative mentions. But sentiment alone doesn't tell the whole story. To understand its impact, we need to look at how often these topics are mentioned. Moving to the right, you'll see the mentions column. The numbers here show how many times customers have talked about each topic in the selected period. For example, customer service leads with 203 mentions over the past 90 days, followed by pricing and value for money at 128. And as you move down the list, you'll see topics with fewer mentions. Now talking about the count change, this column shows if the number of mentions has increased or decreased compared to the previous 90 days. For example, mentions of pricing have increased by more than 50%. This indicates that customers have started talking more about pricing now than they did last quarter. On the other hand, some topics might show a downward arrow, meaning fewer customers are mentioning them. But remember, fewer mentions don't always mean positive feedback. Here's why. Look at the sentiment score next to each topic. A negative score signals customers' dissatisfaction with that area of business. And, as in-store experience has a negative sentiment score of 0.2, we can understand that the customers are frustrated with this area of the brand, and scores closer to 1 indicate a positive experience. Take product quality and durability, for example. Now let's check out the score change column. This shows how customer sentiment for a topic has shifted compared to the previous quarter. For example, in-store experience has seen more than 30% drop in satisfaction, a clear sign that something's wrong. Let's dig deeper to find the root cause. You can click on each topic to uncover subtopics and pinpoint specific issues. Now, looking closer, you'll find that Ricardo's customers are unhappy with the store layout and stock availability, which are contributing to the negative sentiment. Click on the subtopics to see actual reviews and even highlight sentiments to understand what customers care about and how they feel about it. Now that you have the insights at hand, the next step you'd focus on is taking the right actions. But with multiple areas to look into, how do you know what actions to prioritize? That's when you should check out CogniVue's key driver analysis. The widget here is divided into 4 quadrants: address immediately, leverage for growth, consider improving, and maintain. And each bubble in a quadrant represents a topic your customers are discussing. The vertical axis labeled Importance shows how much impact each topic has on your overall business metrics. Topics higher up on this axis play an important role in contributing to your success. And the horizontal axis, labeled as Performance, reflects customer sentiment. Topics farther to the right indicate more positive feedback, while those to the left highlight areas of dissatisfaction. Simply put, any topic that falls above the horizontal performance line has a higher impact on your business. And if a topic appears on the left of the vertical importance line, it indicates areas where customers are unhappy. For example, we see customer service in the Address Immediately section on the top left. This topic ranks high on the importance scale, meaning it significantly impacts the brand's overall performance. However, customers aren't satisfied with the current service. So, improving the service should be Ricardo's top priority for better customer satisfaction. But if you look closely, the online shopping experience and sizing also appear on the bottom leftmost part, showing customers' dissatisfaction. However, these topics fall below the performance line, and addressing them won't dramatically impact overall customer satisfaction right now. So, the brand can keep these areas on the radar for future improvements. Moving on to the top right quadrant, Leverage for Growth reveals Ricardo's strengths. Here, customers are delighted with the brand's product quality and durability, which significantly impacts the overall CSAT score, but the bubble size of it is small. This means there aren't many reviews that mention the quality of the products. Yet the ones that mention it are positive and have a high impact on Ricardo's overall performance. Now, the topics in the Maintain quadrant below are areas where your current approach works well. Keep doing what you're doing here. To make this analysis even easier, notice the Action Sequence button on the top right. Click it to access a step-by-step action plan for improving customer experience. Now click any topic for a deeper analysis. Let's say Ricardo's wants to improve customer service but isn't sure where to start. By simply clicking on this topic, CogniVue will provide a suggested sequence of actions. Here you'll see that friendliness and helpfulness of staff has a big impact on the brand's customer satisfaction as it falls above the performance line. But now, it falls under the Address Immediately quadrant. This indicates that customers are unhappy with Ricardo's staff behavior. So there's a great opportunity here to boost their experience. Now, look at efficient handling of returns and exchanges. It's leaning more to the left and shows that customers are not very happy with it. But since this has less impact on overall satisfaction, it's something the brand can focus on later. Further clicking on these subtopics, you'll see customers describe the issue in their own words. Turn on the Highlight Sentiment toggle to understand how customers feel about the exchange process. Now let's see how customer conversations are evolving. Scroll down to the Topic Shift widget. This widget highlights the top 5 topics with the most shifts in customer conversations. You'll quickly identify what your customers are actively discussing or have stopped mentioning altogether. Here, if you see, customer mentions of staff friendliness have decreased by nearly 50%. Previously, there were 227 mentions of staff friendliness, now reduced to 124 in the last 90 days. Remember what we said earlier about improving staff friendliness. This shows that while fewer customers mention it, those who do aren't satisfied, making it a priority to address. Also notice that customers are talking more about the affordability of products, and they're very satisfied with it. To understand why these shifts are happening, click View Responses. Finally, don't miss the Hidden Topics widget. There's an eye icon on the top right. Click it and you'll find the hidden topics, areas your customers are actively discussing but aren't yet part of your main analysis. Let's discover additional topics that Ricardo's customers are discussing. You'll find that customers have concerns about the decor. They've also mentioned cleaning and noise in their reviews, issues the brand hadn't noticed before. If these topics seem relevant and important, select them and start tracking. You can track them as either topics or subtopics. This ensures you stay updated on what matters most to your customers. The Hidden Topics list refreshes every 30 days. If you miss tracking a topic, you can always check previous suggestions in the History section. And that's it. You can now understand your customers better, prioritize what matters most, and track changing customer needs, all in one place. Make better data-driven decisions with CogniVue. For further help, please reach out. We are just a chat away.